Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. HappyCattyCrypto here. Just before we dive into this, thanks to everybody who's decided to move to us. If you've decided to delegate more with us and you've been with us for a while, I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the extension in voting power. I can assure you folks, I would only ever do good with it. And the idea here in LUNC is to continue spearheading things, right? And picking up that barrier that we leave behind ourselves, kind of what we've completed, and continue to moving that barrier forward to keep pushing those around us that are in charge of developing and building things forward. So if you're not delegating with us, if you're not subscribing with us, consider doing it. Consider moving to us. Consider helping us help this blockchain in the best way that we can. So as you can see from the title of the video, things are really moving for us. We're going to be putting this final proposal forward. It's going to be going up by the time this video comes out. This will be up, it will be there, and we're going to submit the proposal on station likely within about a day to 2 days. I think everybody's absorbed this for long enough. It can go straight up for vote immediately if we really wanted to. So what this pretty much is us saying to the L1 team, this is what we want you to do. We want you to build it. And I'm in talks with the L1 team, folks. I've always been in talks with the L1 team, just ensuring that things are going smooth and, we're getting to where we want to be. This is such an important part of our movement right now. The reason why is because if we build this, and by the way, this is all going to be built. This is all the wallet infrastructure. It's going to be built for free. Let me say that again. For free. Okay. We are proposing that Edward Kim should be responsible for the domain that is going to be used for this infrastructure. It's important we have a trusted figure. That's definitely not myself and definitely not anyone in the L1 team. It needs to be someone, like Ed Kim. This is something that he can do. Before putting this up, believe me now, I've spoken about everything in the background. So this isn't, me just putting up a text proposal and hoping for the best. This is an actual plan. It's actually going to happen. And the idea is to provide the infrastructure that Terra rebels are charging us, the community, which only about 5% of the community are actually using, to replace that. And when we've reached the next quarter and they put that community pool spend proposal up again, you as a community will then be able to go, well, no, because we've actually got our own infrastructure. We've got our own wallet system. We don't need you anymore. We definitely didn't need them anyway. And it's literally just been a thing where validators are having their votes purchased, they're being bought. Something strange is going on in the background, right? Because there's such a strong opinion of the community. Voting was completely down for you as community people, and then it suddenly came back up once all of those votes had passed nice and comfortably for Terra rebels. So I'm not going to go through this because you've likely been reading it whilst I've been talking. You can read it on the screen. It's going to be up for you folks to vote on very shortly. I'm hoping we're going to get good support on this and everybody's going to get behind it, because ultimately this isn't a system that we're going to need to rent. It's going to be a system that we as a community is owned and structured through the governance system like proposals are and everything like that. This is what we're doing here at HCC. I'm not just a YouTuber. I'm doing so many different things. I've got myself, I'm in so many different sectors in LUNC. There's not really a sector that I'm not dibble-dabbing in. It's just, I'm merely focused on creating good stuff, bringing the community together, making you as a community member prosper from what you're getting involved with. That's the idea with LUNC Penguins, and that's what's happening there. And I just believe now if we start to get the things that I've spoken about so many times with the LUNC infrastructure, we're going to really make a difference. So in the near future, we could establish an L1, L2 team, right? And that is going to be simply off of the funding that we save, that liquidity that would have gone to infrastructure that would normally be rented. We won't be doing that anymore. Guess what? We'll be able to afford an L2 team to manage and maintain this system and infrastructure that we're going to be building. So guess what? As you've guessed, this is only half of the system that we need. So the other half is going to go up in another proposal. And yes, it has all been spoken about. Yes, it has been talked about, and it is something that is doable. And it's doable in a very cheap manner. So I think the community is going to be pretty shocked to see what gets built compared to what, Terra rebels are ripping this community off. And that's why I'm standing so strong by my gun here and actually going out fighting the fight and providing these systems that they're overcharging everybody for. I think this is so important right now to everything, and moving forward without a system that belongs to us that we can actually update. We don't need to work with TFL anymore. Guess what? We would be 100% independent of TFL at that point. We would be independent of all of these other things. And then what I can actually say right now, and people can mark this line, people can mark this video, write it down, get a piece of pen and paper, cut it, crop it, do whatever you want to do, right? I will be very shocked if, let's say in my perfect world, we produce a system, it does what it's supposed to do. We get to the next quarter of funding rounds. They put up their proposal of funding. In my perfect world, it will get shot down because we've already got systems in place that we've just built. We won't need that anymore, right? They won't continue to pay for whatever they're paying or continue to do what they're doing, right? Without funding. That much is clear. So at that point, I think they'll more or less show their true colors, and you can already see them getting so angry about this, acting as if I'm doing something really bad that I shouldn't be doing, because ultimately if they care about this community, they'll continue to run those LCD and RCD endpoints. They'll continue their wallet infrastructure because it's theirs, it belongs to them, they developed it, right? If they care about this blockchain, they would keep their RCD LCD endpoints up. The reason being is because yes, we do need more than just one RCD LCD system. That's the whole idea of decentralization. But having someone charge us for a system that around 5% of people are using, and simply acting as if they need funding on a quarterly basis and aligning themselves with the L1 team, and wording their proposals as if they're aligned with the L1 team, and this is all part of the system that everybody uses, when guess what, we don't. So I'm really happy to have brought this forward. I'm really happy to have spearheaded this, and at the end of the day, somebody needs to start doing what I'm doing. If I'm not doing it, we need other people doing it. All of these people that have spoken out and then got the real negative people really jumping on them because they don't like how they're speaking about their beloved person or whatever. Speak your mind. Be you. Don't try to pretend to be someone you're not, because that's just not ever going to work. Be yourself and stand by what you believe in. That's so important in this, because otherwise we're all just buyable, right? We're all just pushoverable. We're all swayable. And the one thing you won't see me do is put this up and then go around emailing every single validator and saying to them, oh, can you vote yes to my proposal? I get it with every single proposal that goes up, from Jesus is Lord, all these different bad actors in the community that are just there to scam the community, put through bad things, troll people, and try and just make this thing look like the biggest joke it can. And it's all so obvious to me now. So like I said, pushing this forward, it secures us forever. We become fully independent. Who doesn't want, who wants to continue to be part of TFL? Because I don't. I want us to be our own system. This is where we make one of the biggest milestone steps before we move on to this USTC repeg, if it doesn't implode, which I hope it doesn't. Who doesn't want to see UST repeg? Well, all of the people over at Luna, because they got absolutely crushed by this blockchain. Folks, I hope this video reaches you well. I'm in such a good mood today. I'm really, really, I'm happy that this system is going to get built. Hopefully this passes. If it doesn't pass, I would be very shocked that people just, are happy to just continue being under TFL's sort of like Faraday cage where we can't update anything ourselves or do anything ourselves, and continue paying out £40,000 every 3 months. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like I was saying, thanks for the support. Thanks for everything. HCC website, for those asking about the AC module, nothing works, right? So we can't activate the AC module until the mobile station has been all updated from TFL. Well, guess what? None of this would be the case if we pass something like this through. If we get a system like this in place and we become independent, we become truly decentralized, it's controlled via governance. I mean, what more could we want, right? Folks, have a really nice Friday. Stay safe, stay humble, beware of scammers, beware of doppelgangers, beware of anybody pretending to be me. And like always, I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao!